I will start with a thing that I heard during this International Standard Summit, and it's resonate a lot to me because I was thinking about the observatory, and I will explain more deeper if you want, and I will give you two examples. Um, I heard that someone said we don't need more standard. We need trust right now. And standards should meet accountability, trust, responsibility. And if we want a better adoption, trust is the base of everything. And for me, it was very important because when we start the observatory, the first thing that we did, we started the observatory in 2018. It was launched by the National Research Agency in Quebec, and they create this observatory, and we brings like 300 professors from interdisciplinarity fields, and we have many stakeholders involved. And they said, the scientific of chief said to me, you need to create this observatory open to the society and have the stakeholders involved in this AI transformation. So the first thing that we did before the observatory is to create these ethical charters with society. And it was really, really important at this moment to find the values and the principle that people need to protect. So we engage this co-design process with society for 1 year with many, many stakeholders, but a lot of civil society. And we launched the Declaration of Montreal in 2018. And when we launched this ethical charter, it was really important to bring inside of the observatory. So the ethical charter, it was a bottom-up approach with society, and we try to create tools and readiness impact assessment. We had a lot of ethicists, philosophers, sociologists who create instruments to evaluate each principle if it's okay. So we have this ethical norms, and we have also a lot of discussion about what is an ethical norms, a legal norms, and a technical norms, because we see a lot of confusion around these standards, different level, different thing. But we realize that when we start with the ethical norms, it's give you the foundation, the sense making, and a common language. So it's really important to see what kind of values that you would like to protect during this revolution, technical revolution, and to have this common language. And because we noticed that when we build criteria, when we have this common language, we have this alignment. And it's more easy after to talk about accountability and responsibility. So it was the first thing that we did in 2018. And after that, after create some tools, we have a reflection about what is ethics, because we notice again that the developers, they try to I don't know if we can say that in English, mathematically, mathematize ethics in a formula. So we try to discuss about what is ethics. It's a reflective capacity. We have to discuss about the ethical dilemma that you faces and the ethical stakes that you are confront. So we have another document, very important, Ethics at the Heart of AI, and it was mainly for the developers. And recently, we start a reflection with many stakeholders, because we noticed that the capital human norms are not the aspect of capital human are not in the technical norms, and we focus more on the with the Ministry of Labor and the work and employment, and we try to define what is most important is this in the capital human norms. And we notice that when we have a conversation in the international standards, this social aspect are missing in the conversation. A lot of people say that we should have the socio-technical aspect, but it's not so clear what exactly they would like to have in clearly in this norm. So we organize discussion activity with a lot of stakeholder holder from insurance, education, health sector to discuss what is a sustainable what is a sustainable labor, how we can protect workers, and what is the standards that you think that it will fit for to protect the workers. So it was really interesting. Sorry, we published two documents. One is Shaping Human Capital Standards, Exploring Intersection Future Works and AI. And we continue a strategic discussion with France and Canada. In last June, we have this dialogue in the presence of Guillaume Avrin at this moment, because now he is in the private sector, but at this moment he was the national coordinator for AI. And we have this conversation about what is the norms, what is the standard, what is the human capital standard that we should explore to the work field. And we had at this moment three questions who was guiding the discussion. How can advanced AI systems be governed responsibly? How can we ensure that AI generates real add values while respecting workers' rights? And how can we develop and use reliable human capital indicators that support transparency and sustainability? And also during this dialogue that we made, the notion of trust, protection of personal information, so all the privacy aspect, and social acceptability were very, very important. And they say we cannot clearly see in the international standard this social aspect. So we uh, we continue this project this year. So we the next time it will be with civil society groups. We would like to see how we can adjust the international standards, how we can interoperability uh, governance that we can create around the standards, because it was another aspect, the interoperability. We need this aspect, so it's important, but some how can I say that the interoperability does not erase cultural societal differences, because a lot of people say that at this moment, if we have it, can we have our diversity or specific aspect that some of the panelists bring in front of the conversation. But we uh, we noticed that the ethical framework was very important to assure to respect this diversity and the cultural aspect. Now at this moment, with the question about interoperability, we have some works about an interoperability governance model. So we are at the beginning. I don't know how to say more of that, but we would like to think about an interoperability between AI public policies uh, and uh, and uh, uh, and the international norms that we can see. So this is the few works in regard of the international standard and the conversation that we have in this panel this morning for you. And I just want to bring that right now, I talk about the interoperability, but the importance to have the mechanism for auditing and accountability. It's another topic that it's very stakeholders ask for that because they say it's related to trust. So if you see the literature right now, the trust and the mechanism of auditing and accountability, we can see that they are close and they have a significant link to assure this trustworthy AI that we discuss right now. So this is what I would like to add in the conversation.
Thank you very much. So I particularly appreciate the emphasis on trying to add human capital more explicitly to the sort of norms of ethics. And when you say human capital, just one question, since we're going to lose you before the conversation. I guess you're covering both individual human capital and community social capital.
Yeah.
The two interact a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's important to have this dimension, but to help us to frame these human capital norms, we focus more on the labor sector.
Yeah. So it's individual.
Yes, individual in this, but in more collectively with the civil society group.
Because one of the things that strikes me as interesting in the individual in the labor sector is how to enable human AI teaming with multiple binary teams. You know, does AI as a support, whether it's an AI enabled tool, does it drive people away from teamwork?
A lot of research are done, and it's too bad that Virginia Degon is not in the panel because she just published an article about that, the co-cooperation machine and workers. And it's very, very interesting because the people are afraid to lose their job. All the time we have this discussion, but they don't realize that it's transformed the task, not the job is still the same, but when you co-elaborate with the machine, it's transformed the task. But what is this transformation? And Virginia, her last article, I will put on the chat if you want to, because it's very interesting. She brings this word collaboration, that it's very important to establish and to have the work organization support this new architecture that we can see in the organization who integrate and adopt AI.